Hi guys, welcome back to Credential Security, and today in this video we're going to be learning about one of the features of Windows Active Directory, which is domain cache credential. We're going to be learning what are domain cache credentials and how we can use it or abuse it as a red teamer for our profit. So yeah, let's get started. So fundamentally, DCCs are Windows Active Directory features that allows a domain joined computer to let a user logged in even when the domain controller is offline. So, for example, if in a corporate environment, when the workstation client is not into the internal network where the domain controller is, in that scenarios, DCC can be used. So how this is done is Windows somehow caches the hashed version of the user credential locally, so that the client workstation machine doesn't need to authenticate explicitly to the domain controller. So normally, when in an Active Directory environment, the client workstation machine has to authenticate to domain controller using like authentication mechanism like Kerberos or NTLM. But DCCs can be useful in certain scenarios when for example, if the employee is doing a work from home or is traveling. In that scenarios, this is a very useful feature. So this is very useful for a legitimate user, but we as a red teamer or a pen tester can abuse this method for our purpose. For example, we have compromised a machine where we are a local admin on that machine. So what we can do now, what we normally do is we try to dump the logon password which are cached in the LSAS process. But what happens if there is no simultaneous session running? So we won't get any of the hash normally if there is no session running. In that scenarios, DCCs can be used to dump and cracked offline. Also, to keep in mind that the hashed version which is extracted out from the DCCs cannot be used for relay based attacks. So we can't actually do perform like pass the hash or something like that. But what we need to do is we need to extract those cache hashes, and we need to dump we need to crack it offline to recover the plain text password. So yeah, let's get started. I'll show you all this technique practically. So I have this workstation machine. First, let me see who am I logged in as. Now, now I am having a local administrative access on this workstation machine. So I'll open the command prompt as an administrator, and it won't ask for a password since we are local admin on this machine. So if I do who am I, we are logged in as Leslie Romero, which is a domain user part of a domain called App Society. Now, this user is a local admin on this machine. So we can fundamentally run Mimikatz. So let's go on to the user's locations, then Romero Leslie, and then we go to desktop, tools, and we have this script of loading Mimikatz, the PowerShell version of Mimikatz. So what we can do is first we need to spawn up the PowerShell, and we'll bypass the execution policy. Now we're going to be importing this specific script. Now since it's been loaded, now I'll try to dump the LSA. This will going to dump the password which are cached in the memory. And here we are. If you see over here, we'll be having the NTLM hash for the Romero user, which is a local admin on this machine. As you see, username Romero Leslie, and we have the NTLM hash for this specific user. But we don't see any other user apart from this Romero Leslie. We have the machine accounts, of course, which are of workstation machine, this machine's account, but not the user's account. As you see, we can see the service account as well and other accounts, but not the domain Active Directory user account. So we'll try to sign out from this user. Now we will log into the same machine as an administrative domain admin account. So we'll go to other user. Now, as you see, we are logged in as a domain admin on this same computer. Now, fundamentally, this will create a LSAS session. It would be having a specific token and the password for this user in the LSAS memory. But once I logged out from this domain admin account, the LSAS process will clear the tokens and the cached password. So we can't dump the user's hash from the LSAS memory. In this situation, we utilize this domain cache credential. Now, if I just switch out, if I just switch the user, the user session would still be running, and in this situation we can dump the user's credential from the LSAS memory. But if we specifically sign out, let's sign it out, we can't actually dump the domain admin password from the LSAS memory. Now let's try to log in back to the Romero Leslie's account. Now let's open the command prompt as an administrator. Now I'll import the Mimikatz file again, and if I do invoke Mimikatz and the command of sec urlsa, we'll still see only the hashed version of credential for the Romero's user account, not the admin account, as you see. I'll just zoom in a bit. As you see, we have the Leslie's NTLM hash, but not the domain admin NTLM hash. If the session would still be running, for example, I would have only switched the user, not sign out, then we would be able to see the NTLM hash for the domain admin account as well. But now we actually can use the DCC, which I have shown you. What we can do is we can utilize the domain cache credential. So since the domain admin has logged in onto this machine, so his password would have been cached locally. Now we're gonna be using a specific command, which is this one. So which will going to dump the secrets which are cached, which are DCC secrets. Now let's run it. And as you see, we were able to get the hashed version of the administrative user. As you see, we have this hash ms cache v2. Now we're going to crack this hash. So we're going to utilize it. I'm going to copy it over here. Now I'm going to open up a command prompt. We'll go to hashcat. Now let's use hashcat.exe. We're going to specify the mode. I have the command over here with me. So we're going to specify the mode of 2100. This is specific for DCC credential, and this is the format that will be going to be utilized for cracking the hashes. We're going to specify administrator as the username. As you see, we need to give a username and then hash, and then we actually need to supply the hash of this. Also, do keep in mind we have given it over here as 1024. This should be same how it's given over here. It's a iteration value. It's a cryptographic way of hashing that the user's credential. So make sure to keep this same over here. All right, now we need to specify the word list. So I'm gonna be utilizing ROQ and -o to optimize the cracking process. Now I'll hit enter. And as you see, this is how we were able to get the hash for this for that specific domain admin account. So this is what domain cache credential is, and how this is how we can actually abuse it. Now we have the domain admin account's password. We can do lateral movement, or further amplify our attack surface from there. So this is what domain cache credentials are, and I hope you like the video. If you do like the video, please give it a thumbs up and do share with your friends, and do subscribe to my channel to stay tuned with the Red Team tech videos. So thank you everyone for watching the video.